I'm live. Hello, YouTube. Get my window squared away. If you're watching this after it was recorded, this was a live stream. So I'm going to give my chatters a couple of minutes to get in the box so I'm really not completely talking to myself. And then we'll get started. In the meantime, I am playing with my Oracle deck from Alison Darwant, her Art Poetry for Insights and Inspiration deck. I'm looking through the deck and pulling out a couple cards that inspire me today. They all are awesome and inspiring, but I'm looking for something where I can pull some elements from to try to put together, hey Leah, put together a little watercolor. So I'm just looking for random little elements. It would probably help if I pulled out my watercolors. I like that one too. Oh, too many choices. Hey Stephanie, welcome. Whoops. Okay. Put this out of the fray into a safe place. Hey Allie, Linda. Hello ladies. I'm going to start with doing a little watercolor today. These are my two new sets of Lissy Linka. This is the Autumn Glow, and this one is the holographic flower set. So I talked about those yesterday and swatched them yesterday. Hey Pat, hey Virginia. So yeah, so this one, I threw this together while I was waiting for something else to dry on a previous stream. And I don't hate this. I'm not wild about how this scripting with the alcohol ink came out because the needle that I was using in this fine line bottle drug on the rough cold press and skipped. But I don't hate it. And I certainly love where those Lissy Linka colors are in there, the color shifting ones. A little here and there mixed in with the wet watercolors. We may go back to this one and do a little something extra on there. But in the meantime, I pulled out a few. Let me bring in a little bit, just a little bit. Hey, Suzanne. Because I won't be able to really manage this and work on this. If I zoom in too far, I got to push this way out here, and then it's hard. Hey, Dot. Hey, Dot, just so you know, hey, Diane. I was happy to find it today, too. Honestly, I'm not sure how long I'm going to last. I have a pinched nerve in my neck that affects my right arm. Just got finished some steroids Friday. Was doing pretty good, but now today I'm kind of jacked up again. So looking down, to work, that may be proved to be a little bothersome. So we'll figure it out as we go. Hey, Judy. So I pulled a few cards out of my Alison Darwant Oracle deck she now has available, her Art Poetry for Insights and Inspiration deck. It's beautiful. And I pulled a few cards just randomly. Any of them I could have used, but you can see, her style is so clear. And I love these ones with the mountains and how the dark is like a semicircle around the composition. And I love this where she's drugged some of the wet watercolor with her brush just to make loops on it. So I like different elements of different things. Hey, Jan. Oh, Dot, I started to tell you, squirrel. I was chatting with the Lissy Linka team today, and there's some sort of a Brexit sort of thing that they have issues shipping to the UK. However, if you email them and they have a workaround. So I mentioned that you did email him and you didn't hear back. So keep your eye on your email, and if not, hit him up again. And if you want to place an order, he'll try to figure out how to help you do that. I think it was Alex I was talking to. So yeah, so let's get out some watercolors. That would help, wouldn't it? First step to doing watercolor. Pull out some paints. I'm going to move these out of the way for now. I'll embellish with those later. Get some gouache out here too. I just got home from church, planning a nap. You can sleep later. Hey, Tara. Sleep later. My grandmother used to say, sleep when you're dead. That tells you a little bit about my upbringing. These are my Masha watercolors that I'm going to set up here so I can see what I'm doing a little bit, sort of. I don't need this many paints, but I like to have some options. And I like the mix of the ocean paper and the gouache and the granulating. So I don't know which colorway I'm going yet. So, you know, here we go. I'm just making a big old mess. Let me get some of these started a little bit here. I don't know what I'm doing here. We'll give them a little spritz. A little water never hurt anybody. Hopefully I'm not spraying my swatch sheets. Hey, Dana. All right, let me grab the brushes that I want here. Oh my goodness. Must clean off the desk again. Huh. Don't know where I got that long one. But I got it. Okay, so let me have a look-see at some of these and see what I want to start doing. April. Hello. Good to have options. You got that right, girlfriend. So I think, you know, most of these have this kind of, you know, curve to them. And this, I might do that on this and put this one back for today, since it looked like my preference was this sort of a layout here to start with. And I love these darks down here. I also love these lights with the light grays. Look how airy that looks. But I like these circles where she dragged wet watercolor with a brush and just drug it around to spread it out and use it a little bit more. Hey, Eminem. All right, let me put these. Well, I did put them there in a safe place. Is there a safe place? I don't know. Let me take one of these little trays. Can I use this and put them over here a little bit? You guys won't be able to see these because they're kind of standing straight up. There we go. I can kind of see them there, and they're not in direct harm's way. Hey, Kathy. So I want to start out with a dark color. What's my darkest color that I have in this selection? Granite, black oxide. Maybe I'll try this black oxide. If it's not what I want, I can always add to it. But this is a Masha granulating color called black oxide. When it dries, it breaks down. You can see a purplish blue. What is it called? Black oxide violet. All right, so let's start making some kind of a swoop. And it doesn't have to be exact in any way. want it to be like just a semicircle. Maybe darken that up a little bit while it's wet. I love these Masha granulating watercolors. Hey, Peg. Hey, G. Welcome, Susan. Hello. I know, right? Surprise myself. All right, let's not go too crazy. See how that's granulating already? See a little violet in there. Can't hate that, people. And I might go back and make that even darker in some areas with this ocean. This is a really dark blue here. And just maybe add this in some places. It's still kind of wet there. I don't want this too much like an elbow here. Maybe I can. Good thing Gail is not here. Oh, mercy. Take care of that right now. See, I already am not crazy about that. But we shall push on because you never know what's going to happen next in here. So let's go. I'm kind of looking at this one now where there's some grays blended in with that. And I want to try to get it kind of blendy while I still have, while it's still wet in there. So let's see. Let's do, don't sing, Patty. Here it actually is a gray down here. A light gray. And I kind of like this little bit of a sea foam kind of mixed in there too. Let's try that. Let that kind of touch in there and that dark to kind of mix in with that. Oops. That was a boo-boo. This is a learning experience. That's what we're going to call it. Hey, Diane. CB. I am not. We may abandon this already and try another one. But it could be the best one ever. You just never know. I'll plow through for a while. Let's see what happens. We shall see what happens. And this little sea foamy color in here a little bit. And maybe what is this? Let's try a little bit of this. This is gouache. Let's just get wet over here. See what's the worst that can happen. I really like several times that I've mixed the stone ground gouache with the Masha granulating watercolors. You get some really cool little blends and blooms and stuff going on there. Actually, you can see one right here. See that wisping happening right there? And it's starting to do it a little bit over here. Let's get some of this. These are colors I never really use. Let's use some. How about that? Maybe darken this up with a different color green through here. Don't ask me why. Try to get out of my box. I'm in that box. Oh, mercy, I'm in the box. Where's that ocean? Let's try a little bit of this through here. And let's go with a little taupey kind of a color here. Just a real neutral-ish color. What happens if we bring that in here and just mush it in there? Too close to the edge. See, I don't have my my watercolor hat on today. Very tightly. But we shall press on. Let's do something. Let's take the salmon color of this gouache and with these blues and greens. How bad could that be? I like what that ocean's doing that I put in there. I mean, you gotta watch out. I don't want to make mud necessarily. Yeah, see, I'm not watching myself right off the edge. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I haven't yet, April, but I'm gonna. Thanks for the reminder. Let me, let's see, what do I want to put in there? Let's grab from the fall autumn glow Lissy Linka set here. Let's just, I think this cinnamon and cashmere I'm going to put in here. And maybe some of the pine. That blue, oops, I need to reload my dropper. I love these little bottles though. Gala. I had to try to modify this one before you got online, and it took me off the end of the page. So thanks for hosing me up. I blame it on somebody. I know it. Okay. Let's see. This, I need to break this up. Something's going on there that I don't like. Let's put some of this craziness of this. Well, that didn't work out good. Let's get some of this pink in there. Change that up a little bit. Oh, I like where that blended with that ocean. All right, let's get some of this. Let's go with this light cashmere, this one's called. Let's drop some cashmere in there. And you won't see these real great until they dry. This is this area right there is really pretty, I think. So why don't you leave it alone, Patty? I don't know. I can't stand it. But I'm already off the edge, so I guess it doesn't matter. In more ways than one. In more ways than one, my friends. Let me get some of this. And then maybe drop a little bit of that in there with it. Nope, it overtook. I'll get back more of this Pinky Lou in there. I want some something really light to just look a little cloudy in the background here. Let's see what that does. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, I wanted to get back here to my other. Let's grab some of this pine color. This is the Lissy Linka Pine in the new set. And what happens if we drop some right along this blending line here of the green and the ocean. And maybe let's grab a little down here. Why not? While she's a little wet. And oh, you know what? How about some of this? I need to try something like this when I'm done with my acrylic paint. I use watercolors. Just play and experiment. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. Any rule to watercolor, I break it. I make my own. I think a traditional watercolorist that only uses a triad of, two triads, a warm and cool red, yellow, and blue, and have a stroke if they see what I'm doing. I don't mean to give anybody a stroke. I mean, Gail, she'll have a stroke every once in a while, but that's different. That kind of got kind of funky in there. Let's just cover that up with something shiny. And maybe, did I put any up there? Let's put a little bit. Hang on, let me grab a little more of this. And then let's put some of that cashmere up there too. And that's really opaque paint that was in that ocean color. I just pulled that real pale baby pinkish color. So that may hide some of the pretty metallic. We'll see what it does. We shall see. Now there, if I look at just certain areas here, I really like it. And I might just fill this page because it's already kind of like outside the realm of where it should be on the edges. I might just keep going and fill this page and have one of those cut up moments of that's not dry yet, as you can tell, but there's some cool bits in there. So that'll be cooler bits when it dries, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna fill this one up. Joan, you shall be punished for being late. We don't tolerate that sort of thing here. I'm gonna take this color, which I believe is cinnamon, and I'm just gonna throw some cinnamon out here as its own little thing. Its own little blob. Let it touch with some of this stuff and let that run. Where's that other color that I like? Forest green. Let's do some of that. Just let little nose get up there and touch that other little bit that's still wet so it runs some more. You're forgiven, Diane. We have no rules here. No drama. That's my only rule anywhere in life. Other than that, better late than never. That's what I always say. I picked up some of that. What did I say that color's called? Pine, while my brush was wet there. And this might be one of those Denise Love cut up moments by the time this is done. Because now I'm not even thinking about composition. I'm just trying to fill the page. Fill the page. I'm going right up to the edge of the paper too. People will think I've lost my ever-loving gourd. That's okay. They may be right. We don't know. I think I really like this forest green with that pine in there. I do. Let's, you know what? While we're going crazy with the colors, I'm going to take some of this vermilion gouache. Ooh, look at that. That's a pretty color. Orangey red. Kind of like your typical Chinese red kind of color with the Chinese inks. I'm going to touch that against this cashmere over here. And then, it looks like there's blood over here in my water bucket. I'm going to grab some of this pumpkin. While that's wet and get that in there. What's the worst that can happen? Patty, what colors are in the metal tin? These are Stone Ground Paint Company. It's a gouache palette. They sell a pre-assembled gouache palette, but as you can probably tell, I picked my own colors in that one. So, but that's what that is. I'm going back into here with this pine. Let's go with something really dark, really, really dark. Oh, how about one of these? Let's go with granite. I never use granite. It's an underloved color, and it shouldn't be. It's really cool. But it's very neutral, earthy, dark charcoal gray, but it breaks out into some really cool stuff. Let's see if we can get it to do that. This is kind of a fun football and Patti. Oh, God love you. A fun way just to play with your watercolors and not have any expectation. I've learned to lower my expectations some time ago. Right, Gayla? I know Gayla has lowered her expectations of me. A long time ago. Bless her heart. Now let's see what this will do. Let that sit there. Actually, I'm going to throw some moon in there. I can't stand it just letting it do its thing. Maybe I'll put another blotch of that down here and let it just granulate so you can see it uninterrupted instead of me telling you about it and then hosing it up with something else. I'm going to try to do it down here and not let it blend with anything. Just do a nice little blob for you to see what happens. With just the granite color. Oh, stop. We'll let that go. Bars laying on the floor. Good luck doing the limbo on that one. Well, in its own crazy way. And it's crazy. I'm going to do something even crazier. Let's put some of this in here. This is the one that kind of reminds me of Cascade Green. Daniel Smith Cascade Green. I'm going to actually let that blend a little bit. I said I wasn't going to let it blend, didn't I? Just to show you. I'm letting it blend. I've always said that, Gayla. Don't anybody relate this to anything that has anything to do with Alice in Darwin, even though that's where I started. This went down the path of wrongdom. I'm going to let that dry so we can go back and see the pretty colors and ignore the mishmash rest of that. Let's do, I'm trying to look at what blocks and what stuff I have open here. This one's Fabriano. Is Kathy here? Kathy, isn't this what you use? Wrongdom. Yeah, I'm the queen of wrongdom. Hey, at least I got a crown. How the hell does that open up? Huh, well, we'll worry about that if and when we get finished. I'm going to go in this orientation. I think that's where I got hosed up in the last one. Yeah, we're going to use that as an excuse. That's what hosed me up. Oh, have mercy. I may be switching to this other card as an inspiration. Oops, a little water. Instead of going that dark, go with these more light colors and the Let's see. Let's see. What's in here? Oh, this is my overflow of my I didn't do my wow, the smell of cloves really hit me. Somebody that made these various ones must use clove oil. Oh, I really like that light one. Let's kind of work that in something. Some of these are some of the French ones, the octarine. And I think a couple of these other ones in here somewhere are stone ground that I had a few that I bought in advance way back. I'm just gonna, I like this one right here. I'm trying to remember. It's called Palace. What the hell is it called? Palace something is the color. I'll have to look it up. Could be your mojo thrown off by too tight thumb rings. Sadly, they're loose. I will tell you that my neck is jacked up again. I finished my steroids for that pinched nerve thing on Friday morning, and wasn't too bad Friday. Wasn't too bad yesterday. This morning, and jacked up again. I can feel it down, and that's when I'm looking with my head down. That's probably not a good position. So anyway, I got to call the neurologist tomorrow and say, hey, didn't do the trick. Probably have to go get some spinal injections again with steroids, but that's okay. That's better than the fusion surgery, in my opinion. Let's just start with this one. This looks like a real, just, kind of an opaque looking taupey color. But it does have a really cool granulation to it, as I recall. And let's pull an Allison and put another little blob down here while it's on her brush. I'm trying to channel her and get all of her tips to work in my brain, my conscious, not just my subconscious. I don't know that that'll ever work, but Salter. Last time this happened was about 5 years ago. I ended up in the hospital for a couple days. That was not fun. After being in pain, doubled up, rocking in my recliner for the long weekend because my doctor at the time was supposed to call me in a med on Friday and forgot. Ended up in the emergency room on Monday, and they admitted me for a couple of days to figure out what was going on, blah, blah, blah. Then a series of the injections, and I gotta stop talking, Patty, and pay attention to what you're painting. If anything. Let's go get some of this rose, this antique rose. Where is that? Antique rose. That's not the right name. Weathered rose. Oh, that's darker than I thought. Let's use peach. Look at me changing up like that on a dime, pivoting like I know what the hell I'm doing. But this is a Masha color called Peach. And it kind of granulates with it's a coral color, and it's got some gold in it when it granulates. I don't know if that would just limit my movement so much that it would be more of a hindrance. Honestly, who knows? Let's do a little, oh man. Let's do this pinkish. Why are we doing pink 2 days in a row? Am I going all Barbie? Pink next to pink? I'm not sure that was a good idea. We're in it now, baby. See what happens. Top blob looks like an old man's face. Great. Here we go. This is some sort of a therapy session every time we do this. This one's called Shadow Snow, and it's not that dark. So let's bring in a little bit of this. Oh, a little bit of that pink's coming in there and causing it to go a little bit purple. Look at you. I like that. Shadow Snow. We got to get a little something lighter in here again, I think. Let's go back to this real pale. I don't know what any of these ocean colors are called. Let's grab a little of that. I like it when you just touch it and they just let them run and see what happens. Let's grab a little champagne. Not champagne. Cashmere. And throw that out here in the cloud-like fashion. And let that have a real, just a little glow to it when it dries. Now I've been known to end up in the naughty chair on occasion. It gets crowded on our naughty chair, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay, I'm just going to try to make this real wispy, watery, and a little shiny. I want that come around like this. See, I tend to end up with right angles. That's okay. Who doesn't like a good right angle? Let's do, this is like a Payne's Gray, I think. That might be weight, but I'll just water it down. If it goes berserk. It's going to go berserk. We know that. Don't we? I think we do. Oh, it's watered down with all these lighter colors here. Okay, that's good. I can deal with that. Oh, look, it's turning like a purple color. I don't like, this looks like 3 blobs and a little blob on the end. Shut up, Gayla. I don't know. I can't, what's wrong with my flow today? My flow's not flowing. Patty, where's your homemade rose gold? It's not far. It's right there in a tiny little pan. Let me throw some of that in where we got a little wetness here in this color. Maybe in this teal. A little tiny bit out here. Known for your right angles. Yes, you are. You most certainly are that. Now, I'd like to have some of this, but actually stay dark. But where would I want to put it? Let's put it down here. It's not staying that dark. There we go. Get some more pigment on there, girl. I think I'm doing the same thing again. We're going to have to fill up the whole page. Hers looked blobby as well. I know. That's the thing. The embellishment really helps. bring it together. And I think I need that somewhere else. Let's put some in here where I intended it to go. Okay, maybe I should walk away from this one too. I like what you're doing with this piece. Thank you. I can't tell yet. But I mean, the color, when you look at it, it looks cool. Up really close. See that gold, that ochre that kind of broke out of that peach for that, and that peach color of the Masha watercolors. And here's that Palace color. See all the colors in there? Let's see, these are drying a little bit here. All right, let's put you somewhere safe, shall we? And see, here's where is it? Here. This is the one I did the other day. Which, you know, I like those colors. See here, this one's somehow better. Like, I know how to do it. It just like my brain hand doesn't connect sometime to pull it off. It's all right. Doesn't make me a bad person. Maybe we should switch up to embellishing on this one. And then I can wrap it up and it'll ice my neck. Oh, Lordy. As hard as I may try to retire in one piece, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull it off. So I had this thing of writing with alcohol ink and scripting on some of them. And some of them I was able to pull it off. But this one, as I was doing it, the needle point kind of stuck and stuttered there. But if you didn't know that, you might not know it. I maybe revealed my boo-boo to everybody, to the world indeed. But I don't hate it. It's just, it's natural. But I dropped in some of the Lisilinka colors. See, that's one of the color shifts there in that dark spot while it was wet that I dropped in. The moon was, I think that was the grape color in the Summer Lovin' set. And some up here as well. Maybe we shall embellish. And so remember, well, maybe you don't, but if you were here yesterday, I was talking about that little almost like eyelash marker that I was doing my little Allison birds with. And then I saw a set on, well, Janet included a link for a whole rainbow set of these little markers. And I thought, I'll never use all those colors. But I looked at them and I thought, that looks like a silver and gold. So I, searched Amazon for these in a silver and gold. And I went back and looked last night, and sure enough, the description says silver and gold. Well, they are yellow ochre and gray, flat paint, even though the labels are metallic, you know, and all that stuff. So I started doing a broader search on Google, and it looks like on all of these, the labels are shiny like they're metallic, but they're all not. None of them are, as far as I can tell. And when you look up the Pentel brush sign pen, metallic or silver and gold, it actually, the barrels of the pens are one's silver and one's gold. The whole pen is, but the tip is completely different. It looks like more of a hard tip and a wider tip than this little, you know, this little hair-like thing like this. So I was able to do a refund, get my refund for these, and don't have to return them. I'll never use them, but yeah. So just so you know, that's where we are with that. And I found this one in my stash the other day. I thought, why don't I use this? So we may and we may not. This is a little graphic line painter, and it's pretty teal. So that may, oh, and here's the tips coming out. And there's a blob. So is this the way to go or not? What is happening? Yeah, that's a little metallic little tip there with the little pump on it to get it going. That was a little extra. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So let's hang on. I wanted to look at something. Oh gosh, else that I did. Where did oh, remember that piece of Yupo I did last weekend? Remember that? And I just had a couple of those Masha colors on it. I wanted to show you guys how they run. This is by no means a masterpiece, but it's an example of what happened with all those colors. If you recall, I started up on this with the Masha Ultramarine Magenta and the Serpent Green. And that's what's on here from here up and beyond this. Just through here where I put the Polar Night Metallic, I also dropped some of the Ocean Wave and maybe the Viola in here, but you can only see it in this little strip. Everything else is just those two colors that did that. So not a masterpiece. It's kind of a blob of stuff. But I just wanted to show you what those colors do. Okay, let's get out this brush. And maybe my little, oh my gosh, my little dotting number. And I'm going to switch sets of these to one that is more appropriately colored, which is, where are you? There we go. The Summer 11 set, and maybe some of this. Some of these, maybe. This is Northern Lights. That's the Northern Lights set. And then this one is the Summer 11 set. This is the one that's color shifts. They look real pale and unassuming. Don't unassume them. They are scrumdiddlyumptious. This is this grape color. Oh, hello, focus. Focus, focus. An old German boss of mine, when everybody get out of control and you try to get them back to center in a meeting, he'd always holler, focus, focus. That didn't do it. We didn't focus after that. That just caused more of a uproar. But, you know, that's the way shit happens around here. Okay, I'm going to... I got some dried watercolor bits on the end of my little ball there. Hey, I needed a bigger one. That's what he said. You said that out loud, didn't I? You can write me up if you want, Kayla, but I know you liked it, so, you know, leave it up to you. Okay, I'm going to start a couple of these. Hey, Suzanne. Have you been here? Am I just now getting it that you're here? And this one's called, that's Ocean Grape. What's that one? Ocean Grape. Maybe put some of those in there. What is that color? Now that's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look it up. What am I doing? Okay, let's see, Linka. Let's see, Linka. Shop all. Summer 11. I know as soon as I see Blue Butterfly. Hello. Yep, that's the one up top there. That's what this one is, the blue butterfly. Hey, Glennis. Patty, have you tried metallic Sharpies? No. However, I do have a water-based silver and gold Sharpie. I think Amazon is going to grace me with that order tomorrow. Hello, lurker Suzanne. We don't mind lurkers. It takes brave people to join in this chat sometimes. Don't be scared. Okay, hydrate. All right. Let's drop in some metallic stuff. Embellish a little bit. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to go with this Polar Night, which is a stunner. I'm telling you. I'll use the brush tip to get that water incorporated there so I get kind of a smooth transition. These, I'm not sure what you mean by high maintenance, but they are luscious. One drop activates them and you're ready to go. I don't do anything normal with watercolors. I do everything a little. Like, how many watercolor artists are going to use a metal ball to enhance a watercolor painting? I like to go out of the box. Sharpie might not be acid free. I don't care about the acid free stuff. I don't sell anything. My walls are full. I don't really hang anything. I just make it to make it. So I don't worry about light fastness and if it's acid free and all that stuff. But I get it. People do. It's a concern. Depending on what you're doing with it. I'm going to put a little cluster of these with this Polar Night against that purple. I mean, how bad can that be, right? Jane Davenports are nice too. I have some of those. I got all kinds of watercolors. These just happen to be my favorite metallics in the whole wide world. I'm going to go down the leg here with this drip and put some down here. There we go. I know, these are like super dots. Hey, speaking of super dots, is she on chat? So they'll be shinier when they dry, of course, but you can see already the little popperoo in there. Let's see. Over here in this dark bit. Let me just drop a few in there. She's eating dinner but still watching, I think. Who's eating dinner? She's eating dinner. I I don't know who's eating dinner, but that's okay. I'd be eating dinner if I could. Oh, Dot. Oh, mercy. She very well may be. I'll have to go back and look what original dark color I used there because that's really dark and I don't like it. Hey, hon. Yeah. Gotta hydrate. Just like those Brits to eat a late supper. It's all fancy and everything. um, I think I need to put in some of my big little loosey-goosey circles somewhere. We'll see. In the meantime, let's throw a little bird in here and there. Is it working, Gala? Oh, bless your heart. You caught us. Oh, God bless you. Let's do a couple up around the moon. Or is it a sun? uh, that's not a bad idea, Gala. Need strategies. Just a couple little birds here and there. Never hurt anybody. Now, I wonder if, am I brave enough to do this? We'll see. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's a piece of paper. But this pen I'm a little not trusting of. See how it's blobbing out of there again? I want to just make some. We'll try it. Now, how am I going to do that? Am I going to do it? Maybe we'll do it here. And then maybe we'll do some here. This is actually writing very nicely on here once I got it going. And then maybe we'll do some over to here. That's kind of hard to see, but they're there. I'm not a good doodler at all. That's true. I really am not, but I want to do. Where's that little? Hang on, where's my pen that I got? My little pen. This is a really nice. There it is. I saw Marmy Small Arts using these and got a couple, and apparently I saw her a couple years ago and found that I already had a couple that I forgot I had, but they're really cheap pens, fairly cheap pens. They're Pilot High Tech C, and it's a real fine point, and they are they do react with water, but they give you really smooth, nice, really fine lines. That's probably too small to see on the screen, but you'll just have to trust me. So let's do like a zigzag. Oh, it looks like a Z. Where's Z? Is she here? And now I want to go back with hang on, where is it? Where are you? I'm going to put little teeny tiny. See, I just put these little tiny little zigzag things that turned out looking like Z's. This will be my Xandra painting. As will cover this whole area. But I'm going to put another mark on them. I'm going to use a smaller dot thing here. These are for nail art if you look these up. With the little fine brushes on the end and all the different size little ball tips on the end. They are for nail art. I'm going to drop a little dot of gold on the zigzags. Then it just looks kind of like a mark. It's not necessarily a Z. Is Xandra here? I don't remember if I saw her or not. I know she's streaming today. She got her Lizzie Linka order and she's going to play with those, I believe. Patty, how crazy. I was literally just going to ask if anyone knew what pens Mary was using in her watercolors. Yep, that's what they are, those Pilot. There's Z. The Pilot, yep, high-tech Z. And of course, everything else on them is in Japanese. It just says Pilot on the barrel. They have different size tips, I think, and this is, I forget what it is, but it's the finest one they have. Of course, it doesn't say on there. But yeah, I like it. It's very smooth. And I do like that it's water reactive. I like some pens to stay put when I need them to stay put, but I do like the way that they'll react with the water as well. Now I'm thinking I need to go gold instead of another color metallic if I do any loosey-goosey circles with my loosey-goosey brush. So I just need to figure out where I'm going to do that. And hopefully away from where I just put anything that's still wet. Like all over it, right? Let's do, I've got some gold over here. Let's go. This is that Tintoretto 3/0. What do they call it? It's like, I don't know if it's a scripter or a what's another word for the liner brushes that's not a liner brush? It's Zombies by Art Journal. Oh, cool. You like this one? Don't be nervous. I'm nervous enough for all of us. I'm going to turn it this way to try to keep my paws out of the wet dots there. And then I'm going to try to get this fine littlest tip of the brush to barely touch the paper. And give me some loosey-goosey circles. Can I do it? We don't know. Kinda, sorta. Painted through my bird, but that's all right. The bird's always in danger. They take a risk when they show up. I'm going to try to do a little small one down in this region. I don't know why. Feels like the thing to do. More swirling, less talking. Oh, that came up pretty good. See, I like that little thready faint circle, but when that dries, it's very, very sparkly. And these are more sparkly than my beloved rose gold. What the hell is that in my rose gold? Oh, okay. I don't know what that is in that dish, but a little tiny, teeny tiny rubber washer or something. I don't know. What else do I need? There was one that I did. Where is that? I'm going to look at it as my reference for marks that I did. Pardon my arm and shoulder and whatever else you may see that's inappropriate. Oh, here it is. This one. This one, this one, this one. Oh, yeah, the squiggly lines. Huh. I see there's some Z's right there that I did. This part was for Gala specifically. I like those with the little black and white with the little gold dot in there. Oh, and look at the little triangles I did. Look at me. I was on a mark making rampage. I even tried to draw leaves. I must have been firing on all cylinders that day. I swear I go blank. Dots in the circles. Oh yeah, with the with the little loop-de-loos and the dots. There it is. Okay, let's do. How did I do that with the black and white? I think I did that with some kind of pencil. You know what? April, do you remember seeing Kathy's inspiration notebook that she called it, that I tried to steal, but I didn't because my conscience got the better of me? Well, I figured in Kathy's methodology that if I had the book, and I do, I could do it too. But as you can see, ain't got there yet. That's another retirement project. I'm afraid I'll fill 1 or 2 pages. That'll be all she wrote. But hopefully, you know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I want to do some of those black and white marks. But how? Speaking of Denise, you know those acrylograph pens that she got? She got one in a box, the subscription box. Then she bought a couple sets. Well, I bought a set that I saw on sale. They're hard to find. And it just I wanted black and white. And it had black, white, and this barely off-white and some other colors, but it was on sale for like $7 or something instead of 35. I can't get the white one to work. It just pisses me off because I really wanted the white one. And I can barely, like these you can hear the mixing ball, hear the mixing ball. Oh, that's starting to. Maybe I got to just beat the hell out of it. Watch me do this and spray white paint all over this. I know, I don't like her much because of that Gala. She's got good ideas on everything. How is that possible? I'll try her again to get this baby going. Really? It is irritating. It will not come out of there. I'm going to write them a very strongly worded letter. Oh, let's try the off-white one now and see what we get with that. Oh, no, that's working. And you know what? Maybe I'll just use that. Maybe it'll look whitish. So let's try those paint pens. These are Acrylograph by Archer and Olive. Never heard of them before. I saw Denise Love open up her recent subscription box, and there was one in there that was like a, oh, this is a bigger tip. Wait a minute. Okay, 0.7. That's 0.7. Okay, whatever. We're going for it. Now how not to get my hand in the wet stuff. Think, Patty. Let's go in through. I wonder if I did. I was thinking I need to do it on a lighter spot. But maybe I'll just do it so it drips down through here. Whatever happens, happens. So I'm just going to make a black line randomly. Just a little dash. Oops, that was a crooked black line. I'm telling you, I am doodly challenged. I'm pretty sure that's a new term. All right, let's just do that. I'm going to let that dry. Patty, do you have Sakura Jelly Roll pens? That's one that looks white, gold pearlescent, really pretty on dark. Yes, I have a number of those, actually. And I think if this doesn't work, that's too big of a tip. That's one of my Jane Davenport ones. Here's a smaller one. Yeah, that's too big of a tip. That can be made to be a real wide tip, which is good for certain purposes, but not for my current purpose. Here's a jelly roll right here. Does that have the gold in it? This might actually have the gold in it because the 10 on there is gold. Well, we all know I usually go too far. Oh, but, you know, it's a piece of paper. Okay, I got my hand in the turquoise. Come on. Now, do I want to do this? Let me put it on something dark on my paper here. You probably can't see that, but it's okay. It's just, I'm just doodling on my doodles. I'm going to go with the Archer one. And it's like a barely, I don't know if you can tell the cap between the cap and the pen. You can't really tell, but it's barely off-white. And then I'm just going to make, I got to take my glasses off for this one. This is precision work. I'm going to put a white line right next to it, almost touching it, as it were. So I can't look at chat at the moment. So if you want to talk about me, now's the time to do it. It'll pass by the time I get back to it. I'll catch it on replay, though, so be careful. I may have done this with the Neocolor 2 before. In the crayons. Because that was a wider line on that other painting. I kind of like the almost 3D-ishness that comes out of that. But now, going a step too far. I'm going back and getting some gold dots. And I'm going to drop a gold dot. Drop it like it's hot. In between those two lines. You know, it's funny, these little watercolors, when I'm doing this and I'm wiping off the brush, I don't know if you guys can see, but up in here, you can see how shiny they are compared to everything else that's blotted on my paper. Except for this, that's alcohol. That's alcohol ink. But all this stuff here, you can't really see the angle, so that's a conversation for a later time. All right, I'm going to grab a little bit of this on my daughter, my little Dr. Dot tool. And I'm just going to boop, put one in the middle. Only because I can. That one kind of overcame the line. I might go back and add a little more line to that one. Give it a fair shot. Okay. Oop. All right. Now they got a little gold dot in them. That'll look cuter when they're dry. I'm getting better, but it doesn't come naturally. My latest work are good in that area. What area are we? What are we talking about? Okay, I think I should maybe back away. At least for now. I can live with that. Incorporate a new little thing at a time. Like now, these little drapey lines, probably should have done them in black. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on. Just when I thought it was enough, I'm going to go back and put in some little areas of black dots. I think. Just for a little texture. Here and there. Maybe fill in this little triangle piece here a little bit. Yeah, my little birdie under there went bye-byes. That's okay. And maybe just in this little niche here. Oh, almost nailed that bird too. Bye-bye birdies. Seems like a time to sing now, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, like maybe a rendition of an oldie would be good in here, you think? Stop. April. That's going to show me. Closest to show. Oh, with the gold thread and the watercolor she's doing. Yep, they are really beautiful. I saw those. Actually, not too long ago, I got a couple little, I got a skein of black, what do they call it, DMC floss, the broderie floss, and a pack of red to maybe embellish something at some point that I'm not going to do today. Oh, you know what I still didn't do, and maybe I won't do it, is these undulating, look at that big lines that go through here. And I used the wrong marker to do that. I should have used one that was a, anyway, I didn't. That was very ballsy for me to draw those leaves on there. Hey, PM. I'll probably end up in the emergency room with a puncture wound from my darning needle. I love this little area here and how those colors granulated. And with that taupey color, that was, I believe, an ocean watercolor. It's not granulating, and the Mashas kind of went a little crazy there blending. You can't hate that. And up here, look at that little green, the green bits there. Making friends with their neighbors. Anyway, okay, so I think I'm going to stop with this one. That's my colors, my comfort zone. But see how shiny these are now that they're dry. Focus, focus. Well, let me do this. Why can't I make this happen? Lord have mercy. See the sparkiness of these bad boys. Where's my moon? There's my moon. And the other circle there. You can't hate that. I guess you can if you're a real miserable person. Oh, already threaded. That would be wonderful. So you'll have to tell me, April, what kind of gold thread you use that is appropriate. I don't know. I'm sure there's a special kind to use other than just one that would be too plasticky, crafty. Sweet Moses. Watch this. Why don't you drop it right into the water bucket? Oh, just my luck. What happened here? See, this paper still buckles, even though it's... See, can you see the buckle? See how poofy it is there? And this sinks down and comes back up. It's like I'm playing a washboard. Just need a old whiskey crock to blow into and we'll do a little tune. Oh, look at this. A link. What do you know? I gotta grab the link while I can get it. Oh. Sparkly. You know how Mama likes some sparkle. Always use more sparkle in my life. So here's this one. I don't know if I can say it's my favorite colors, but I do like it. So now you can see that little wispy, airy, sparkly cloud out there. Some of that in with that shadow snow, I think is that one. And this is that Palace something other. If anybody wants to know what this color is, let me know. I'll look it up. That's the peach from Masha. That was the snow shadow. That's the peach again. Shadow snow. But then there was a whole bunch of stuff happening there that I mingled it with. That's a gouache. There was a gouache under it. There was a Payne's Gray gouache that got all bled out. Threw some rose gold on there. It's a little mishmash. Thanks, G. Have a great day. And a great week. You mean to imply that your luck and goodness should be over today. So let's do something even if it's wrong. And I know what I want to do. I want a specific color. Right there she is. Aurora. Let me get these out of my way in a safer place. I'm going to leave this out because this has my silver, gold, copper, and rosé that I use a lot. But this is the Northern Light set, and this color down here is called Aurora. And I think with this, the pinky and the beiges and the golds that are in here, I think that might be the way to go with some embellishing. So I'm going to do, let's start out and throw some circles, loosey-goosey, long, stringy circles in here. This is like a taupe champagne with a pink cast to it, ish. So let's do one right here. Oops, I get the big drip off of there. Overloaded her. And try just to hit the very little tip of that. Right about here. Oh my goodness, here we go. Go! That was not quite wet enough. It's a little, with this brush, it's a little tricky to get the right, not too watery because then the pigment's a little too spread out and you don't get that pow. I like pow. And not too dry or it dries and skips over the paper. It's a delicate dance, I gotta tell you. And not that one big drip that's going to blob off of there. A lot of moving parts we got. And while I got it, I'm just going to put one down here because that's what I do. Okay. OSP would do it and show us how it works with the thread. Tricky's talking about inside. Now somebody's sitting on some rocks. Oh, head, body, legs. I don't see it looking here, but when I look at the screen, which is actually much smaller than this, I see it. Crazy. What do you want P to show us? I'm sure she has a plethora of things she could show us. All right, maybe while I have some of this on my brush, let's just do a couple little, over here where it's kind of neutral and blah, let's throw a couple little long, spiky, shiny bits in there in the background. And let's do the same over here. And let's maybe drop some across that dark bit there. Telling you, hard to hate it. Hard to hate it. I'm just going to do a little bit here because I can. I like that. It's like an elongated teardrop shape that you get off the tip of that brush. And it'll be very, very shiny. I promise you. It will be very shiny. Oh my God. Joan, I get the... Hey, Ellen. I get starting to twitch when I think about sewing. Oh, that was not a great display many moons ago. Oh, speaking of moons, I should put a moon in here. Maybe over here where there's... Oh, that's just water. That's okay. Okay. All right, let me take a smaller, different small brush. Let's use this number 2 silver brush. And let's try to do, I know, right? Pitiful, pitiful. Maybe I'll give myself a little guidance. I wonder if I can see. Oh, that's got watercolor dried on it. I need a little pencil. Maybe I'll just use the ink pen and then make some raggedy lines around it. Let's go crazy. Oops, I already made a raggedy line because the freaking thing moved. Xander, what are you sewing? She here by hand. Oh, is Xander sewing too? Oh, what is that slow stitch stuff I see that I never look into? I'm going to use this Aurora again. And do my moon. I think it would be a great thing to add your piece to make this one to convince her. We can write a strongly worded letter. Pardon my head if you see it. It's the large orb that may be in front of your camera. I am definitely going to have to make some sketchy circles around this one. Since I faux pas it right there. Telling you, any precision work, I am not your girl. You want to slap and get it? Call me. Actually, this may cover up some of that dark line, but I won't have to deal with that. Let me do that. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now. Of course, it's going to make it a little wonky. Okay. I think I can unwonkify it. All right. God, that's a pretty color. Pretty, pretty, pretty. It's almost rose goldish, but it's not. Okay, let's catch up on chat. I feel like I'm missing everything. Gotta scoot. See ya. You're a good scooter, April. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Glad you got a little break. My head is officially big. Kayla, I'm going to have to correct you. They were specifically branded fathead glasses. I think everybody knows the story, but thanks for bringing it to their attention. Oh, God. What time is it? 3:08. It is a taupish, pinkish, champagne-ish. He's just nice. It's called Aurora. What a lovely name. Hang on, let's see. See if I can get the light right so you get the real beauty out of it. Oops, almost dropped my whole damn book. Can't hate it, people. How many times have I said that today? One day you'll believe me. Okay, I'm out of water. Next time I gotta hydrate, I'm gonna have to quit. So what do I want to do with this? Anything more right now? So here's this mess we started out with that went out of control, and I just decided I was going to cover the page, which I did pretty much. And I dropped in a bunch of the sparkly bits through there. You can see the pumpkin from the fall autumn glow set of Lizzie Linka was added into this. What was that? That was the Vermilion Stone Ground Gouache. And the pine was added through here. Hang on, let me see this. I gotta get the right lighting down here. I really do. You can see those are kind of holographic. Some pine here in the middle of that blue and green. This one over here was the moon color. Looks kind of silvery black. This was cashmere in this big cloud up here. Mariah, I'm not sure if you saw it in chat when I answered you. I did some jelly printing yesterday, a little session, and used some of your stencils and did some mad scientist experiments. This was actually alcohol ink that I rolled on my jelly plate yesterday. And this was the pickup of, I was trying some new Nova color acrylic paints that are metallics. I mean, they have their place, I guess, but I can't say run out and buy them as quick as you can with a clear conscience. Can't do it. So these are just a few that I did. This was a cleanup. It went kind of Barbie yesterday. I don't know. If Eileen were here, she would not like this. I love the stencil though. And that was one of those, or maybe two of those Charvin acrylic paints. One was in tanned and one was in Caribbean pink, I think, that I mixed here. And then it picked up whatever was on the plate. Was that the alcohol ink that it picked up on there? And this was alcohol ink. That's that same stencil. And that was more of the Charvin. This one was called Julia Pink and a little ash violet in there. This did not work. It was a new paper. I sprayed it with my watered down bronze like I do, like one does. And I laid this. This has a shiny, a slick side that's got those fibers in it. And then a rice paper feeling rough side. So I decided, actually, this wasn't the first one. Where the heck's the first one? Maybe that bit the dust somehow. Anyway, I put it down on the plate and then went to make sure it was touching, and I just touched it like this, and it slung it completely halfway off the plate. It was so slickery. You know, what are you gonna? Oh shit! This is wet. What happened? Look. Oh, was that over here? That was over here. Sweet Moses. I thought it was in my painting. All right. And then this one, you can see, I forget the name of that stencil with all the little, see the faint old curly Q business in the back there? Or was that the, no, hang on. That's the, that had part of this one here in the background. And then I cleaned it up. I had other stuff on top of it. Then I tried to script an alcohol ink on the plate and it got smushed. But this came out actually really cool for a background. It's a mishmash of Lord knows what all was on there. But I do like the way that one ended up. That may end up in a collage near you coming soon. And then I was playing with my, you guys probably saw this. I was playing with my Elegant Writers. You guys remember these Elegant Writers? Calligraphy pens, little cheapy calligraphy pens. And Cece did a class a while back, a number of years back, about using the Elegant Writer pens and taking advantage of their reactiveness to water. So there I just used them, did a little scripting, then added a wet line. And look at the colors. You know, I like that. So I thought, hey, while we're at it, why don't we start doing some scripting and mark making on the gel plate with the markers and then spraying it with water and then trying to get a print. So CB, always my little helper and advisor, she kept saying, you need more water, you need more water. So that's what we ended up with. Still pretty. And then I did one just for shits and giggles with different kind of scribbles on it and pulled that off the plate. That's all just the black ink. Oh yeah. What happens? Let's go. Oh yeah. And this was the excess of this one. My plate was still soaked, so I picked it up. But look at all the colors. Everything but black, and that's what I picked up. So then I thought, okay, let's try that again. Then I took another one of your stencils, the one that looks like your, like I told Gail every time I use that stencil, walk towards the light. It's the one that looks like a 3D hallway. I can't remember the name of it, but you can barely see it here. I laid it on the gel plate, and then I went out with the marker, and I outlined all the little holes on half of it. I didn't want to take the time to do all that on screen. And then I lifted the stencil, sprayed it with water, and picked it up and got that. And you can see some of it in there. It's blurry. It's a background. It's not a frameable piece of art. And then I thought, hey, let me try doing that with just scripting on the plate. And then I got that. I love how all these little feathery bits. You can't hate that in turquoise and purple, I'm telling you. Then I put down, I think I put down the marker, scripted with the marker on the gel plate. And then I took my fine liner with the brass alcohol ink, Pinata brass in it, and scripted over top of that, sprayed it with water. Well, that kind of made it kind of mucky. Wait, no, I didn't. Did I do that? I did. Then later I came back, and instead of using just water, I sprayed it with you remember these, Mariah, from the retreat that Jan made for everybody? I sprayed it with that, so you can see a little bit of that that turquoise-ish out in the on the paper. But you can see, if the light hits it right, all the little bits of the bronze. But the ink didn't run that much, so I added more water down here and got it to run a little, but that wasn't a masterpiece. This is the first one I did that just without spraying the extra water. But it's cool for its own little whatever. And then this one I really like, and I have no idea why the whole black line turned purple like that. But it picked up little bits of the alcohol ink that was left on the plate. Right? Almost like they're crunchy, like little 3D bits that I can feel. But that one, I was like, wait a minute. That one's really cool. Look down here at that. That's all it is that marker with water on the plate. This is, no, some of those are this business paper. Who uses paper for business anymore? Some of it's this off of Amazon, and some of it is the new paper, which is this. Good luck. No English except for warning of suffocation. But here's the number on Amazon.com. Come on, baby. Work with mama. There we go. X00343JLMT. Right, so yeah, so this has the rough rice paper feeling side. This is really slick, but it has those little fibers in it. I was surprised how slick it was and no texture at all. Can you see those? There's a lot of them in there actually. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Again, you just have to trust me. But yeah, so that was my experiment yesterday. All right. What time is it? Where am I? 3:20. Okay. Don't put that on your head. Thanks for the tip. Gail would probably try to put it over my head if she was here. You know how mean she gets. She seems nice, but I don't know. It would have been nice if I would have dripped one of these and had a little dripsy in there, because this didn't come out too bad, actually. The more I'm looking at it, the more I like this one. Got a little bird or two on it. Kind of look like bats around the moon. Maybe because it's getting fallish. I guess Mariah, CB, it's not too fallish for you guys yet, or Gala even. Oh no! Bad move on the big bird here. No, no, no. Walk away. Diana brings us an Art Advantage rice paper for image transfers. Art Advantage. I've never heard of that one. Are you in the US, Diane? A link would be. Oh, she can't send a link. On the chat anyway. Get my local art store, but I know it's on Amazon. I'll wait to see if she says she's Amazon UK or US. There's a little missing bird over there. Canada. So Amazon.ca. So let's do some more of those little. Taking my glasses on, I gotta watch my time. Good Lord, people have been texting me. Well, now I got an Apple Watch. Last time they had the Prime, I've wanted one for years. Last time they had the Prime days, I got a really good price on one. However, when my phone is in a certain range, I usually, if I get it like a text or whatever notification, it'll vibrate on my arm. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I think it's the proximity of my phone. Like if I'm not right up on my phone, it might ding and I don't hear it, so it vibrates. I don't know. Hey, Janine. Oh, I thought I sent you a note. Sorry about that. Art Advantage. Look at you, Gail, a mod of the year she's going for. Sorry, couldn't find the page. I take it back. Oh, bless your little heart. Hey, Linda. Nope, I get the Sojo the dog with a big sorry face. No worky. That's okay. Uh-oh, where the hell is my Oh, okay. That's okay. Where's my camera window? There we go. Okay. Thought I lost you. Hey, jeez Louise. Let's try just making a bunch of these little strokes. Just randomly through this whole kind of diagonal area across color zones. Look at that, making up words. There are no boundaries I will not cross. Let's just do that. Oops, you're kind of far out there. Far out. Can't put you too far in or I'm going to lose you. All you'll be seeing is my big head. Hey, Gail. Put my glasses on, got to take them back off. I do like these little black and white marks together. Then we might as well put a little, oh, I'll put a little champagne. Not champagne. What the hell's the name of that color? Aurora. Aurora. Okay, let's put some dots of those on, or that on here. Let's just move that over here. How about that? Okay. That way it's all cohesive, all Aurora. Except for, of course, the rose gold and other colors I use actually in the painting. But the embellishments. Oh, on that. Oh, wow, look at that. This paper is so warped that this dot started to run down the hill. I don't like that. And it's even a, what is this called? A block. That should kind of hold up. Make it a little more, less likely to do that, but apparently not so much. Oh, let's, while we're dotting, let's get some of that mixed up there a little bit better. That's maybe one of my favorite colors, is this Aurora. Gotta say it, I have favorites. Gayla, don't put your crown on yet. Oh, now we got to look it up ourselves. Way to go. Why do I pay you? Oh, God bless us. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this around and get my hand out of those fresh marks I made there. But these three little dots here, I'm going to make until I run out of paint on my dotter. Just make a little row of dots coming down from those. Yeah, maybe I'll do that here backwards, going up. Maybe just one on top of those. Interesting. Well, if we're going to go crazy, let's just do it. Oops. think I need more black. I always like a good papa. A good papa black. Some procession on my sparkling personality. Oh, bless your little heart. So that's kind of where it is at the moment. But I do feel like I need a little more copper black. What shall I do? Maybe the little clothesline bits like Allison does. I really like this area here where that pink kind of blended with that everything that's there. All kind of stuff was in there. $30-0. I can't say I'm a football fan. I don't mind watching the Ravens when they're on just because that's our team. Or the Super Bowl when it's, a big to do and all that stuff. But I can't say that I'm out in the cold tailgating and going to a party, sitting in the. It's pouring here today, and I think the Orioles were playing earlier. They probably shut down the field because it was a downpour when Dave had it on TV right before I came down. Sunset colors in that area. Oh, and here, yeah. I'll have to remember. Somebody remember those, Gala. Peach, Shadow Snow, and this was that real light pinky bit on the Ocean palette, and Cashmere. Maybe we'll do a sunset watercolor. Yeah, that's pretty much all professional sports, Diane. I guess if they got the talent and that's what they're paying and they can get the position, God bless them. They won't have to worry about paying me. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll use this black pen. I'm not very good at drawing lines, though. I'm telling you right now. If I was going to draw those lines, where would one draw them? I wonder how this pen would write going through this watercolor. Fine, apparently. Doesn't seem like it should take that much thought. I'm going to have to try to steal Kathy's inspiration book the next time for sure. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. What the hell is that book I just got recently? Came in at a bad time and I filed it. Is this 20 ways to draw a doodle? Yeah, that looks way too complicated for right now. Perhaps another time. Oh, my right arm and shoulder are starting to get kind of achy too from that nerve deal. God. I wonder. If I can do some of my leaves that I attempted my leaves. Listen to me. I own the leaf design icon. You know, at 3:36. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I think I'm going to go get a little ice pack on my neck and arm. There's still some wet spots anywhere I would attempt to do what I was thinking about doing. So I'm going to let this dry because the more I look at it, the more I like it. So I think I'll quit while I'm ahead. Like my mom used to tell me, you better quit while you're ahead, girl. Gonna be some ass warming. Oh, God bless her. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I will catch up with you dudes and dudettes later. I appreciate you hanging in there. Here's kind of where we ended. I'm thinking about having some branches, like maybe come out of here and down, and maybe a little bit here, and one come up somehow out of here. Maybe tree branches, maybe with like leaves, like it's a flower branch or something. A little less complicated. Or maybe some of the clothesline little deals like this, and have little strings hanging down from them. Maybe with a fresh eye. Take care. Every time Gail is on here, I suffer for all of you. Love you, mean it. All right, kids. I am gonna call it and go get the ice on, feet up, all that good stuff. And I will catch you later. Probably. Hey, Yvonne. Oh, good. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully the doctor can tell me something good. I'm supposed to go away with my best friend Gail, like Oprah says all the time. Friday. To stay with friends of hers down in Ocean City for the weekend. So hopefully I'm in good enough shape to be able to enjoy that. And I will catch. So I won't see you guys next weekend. But I will see you after that sometime. Your guess is as good as mine. 14 more weeks till retirement. Not that I'm counting. All right, kids. I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you.